Greetings and welcome to Monster Legends, and another special feeding episode. This time we're going to be feeding a fellow that I picked up at a flash breeding event. One try, got him, and that worked out very well for me, of course. This is Erebus. And unfortunately he's been waiting there for a long time, hoping that the Android client would actually be fixed, but since that doesn't seem to be happening, we're going to have to hatch him right now, because there's a queue. Yes, there's a rabbit in a tank that's waiting to go in his place there, so we really need to move this along. And unfortunately, he has some lock ruin slots, but you never know. He might be worth unlocking them in the future. So let's just find him a home. Okay. No. I'm not sure why you would have done that, because there's a whole, thing open right here. Why was that the first option? Is there something we need to know about him? Okay, I guess he's into gambling. Just gonna go out on a limb on that one. Alrighty. Yeah, I don't know why the game felt it necessary to lock him up in the wrath over there. But, yeah, I guess we're going to find out. Anyway, let's find him here. Okay, this is somebody we're going to rename. Anyway, he is a legendary. He is darkness. And he is immune to possession. Is it just regular possession? Yes, it is. Regular possession. Which means you're not going to mess with his head. Maybe he's going to mess with yours. Power does seem to be more than his speed. So I guess he's going to be maybe some kind of a damage dealer. His life is a little on the low side. I'm wondering if we're talking about a glass cannon here. Yeah, I don't know about that, but it's starting to look like that. Let's check out the skills. Okay, so first we have Beginner's Luck, low physical damage. And then we have Low Roller, deals dark damage, deals low dark damage. Okay, that's pretty simplistic right there. Alright, and then we have The Die is Cast, his special skill. Deals very heavy special damage to all enemies, may possess all targets. Okay, that could be very useful. That could be very useful. That's one of those ones you could even start a fight with. But of course, I don't really think he's going to be starting fights because his speed really isn't very good. So I'm guessing maybe he's going to be one of those guys who can do damage and maybe also do a little bit of control there in the end. Okay. Also known as the player, Erebus is idolized by all dirty criminals. He's a master of foul play, both in casinos and the arena. Honor and fairness are for losers. Okay, so he doesn't play very well with others. Okay, so let's see if he's got the skills to back that up. First thing, obviously he's not going to get in the casinos until he's a little bit older, so let's get him up to his... Okay. That's his first evolution there, okay. He seems to be ready to start getting into the game there. Yes, start getting into the game there. Alright, so boom. And he vanished. And he's back! Alright, so let's continue and see about that first skill. Cold Deck deals moderate dark damage, 50% chance of making target bleed. So he wants to make his enemies bleed. I don't have a problem with that, as long as they're my enemies as well. Of course, that's a 50% chance. We're not keeping that. No, we're not. Okay, so let's continue to level 10, and his next skill, Holdout, steals life from target. That can be very useful, especially at higher ranks. Experience has shown that those can be very, very damaging, especially if they're stealing life, because they're also healing him, right? Alright, so let's continue to level 15. And another skill. All In. Okay, All In. Deals moderate special damage. 50% chance of stunning target. Okay, that's not too bad. Not too bad. He's going to be doing some stunning in the future. We'll just throw that there, right there. So we have it. Alright, so let's continue to level 20. And his next skill? Table Limit. Deals moderate dark damage, may make target bleed. Okay, so that's a may bleed. So that's actually... That's a better version of that. So let's take it. Okay, so let's get to level 25 in his final form. Odds against. Deals low special damage to all enemies. May apply damage reduction to all targets. Okay, damage reduction. I don't know. We'll like find a place for that one there. I'm guessing we're going to get a better steel life. So I'll put it there for now. I'd be very disappointed if that's the one I have to put in the first spot. Okay, there he is. Erebus, he's a player who just kind of vanishes and pops back every once in a while. Or will you play cards with him? Here's a tip. It's probably not a good idea. Alright, let's continue because I want more skills. Maybe a good one level 30? Risk premium deals heavy dark damage. May possess target. Okay, that's gonna go right up there because after all, that's just a 50% anyway. That's gonna be a keeper, of course. That's gonna be a keeper. Heavy damage, too. Not bad at all. Let's continue to level 35 and his next skill. Gambler's Ruin. Deals low dark damage to all enemies. May give nightmares to all targets. It's low damage, though. I mean, that's 2 group attacks we've had that have been low damage. I guess I need to put that up here. I'm hoping that there's something better comes up for that. It's just that, you know, he's got a big strength there, but we're getting low damage attacks. I don't know. I'm guessing maybe there's stuff coming. I mean, we still got lots of time. We got some time. It's only level 35, right? So we figure we have at least 2 more left. Probably get some nice ones here. Let's continue. To level 40. Straight Flush. Deals very heavy special damage. Applies stamina leak to target. Okay, well that's a good solid hit. Now let's take a look here. I'm not losing that one. Nope, not losing that one. It does more damage, there's no question. Bleeding is really nice though, and it is a 1-round cooldown. Damage reduction? You know, I just don't see this one being really useful. I see this one being... Okay, we got this one, it's a 2-round cooldown, right? Then we got this one, which is a moderate hit, but it's got bleeding. Bleeding is very nice. Of course, the stamina leak is very useful too. So I'm thinking... Do I want the Straight Flush, the very heavy hit? You know, this other skill, Odds Against, it's just really not very good. I mean, at least the first one does give a dot. You know, this one up here, it does give a dot. It's kind of not the worst dot there is, but it is something, right? I mean, it's the same damage. So I'm just going to put Straight Flush in for this one. I never really like damage reduction if it's a low value like that. I think that's like a 25%. Alright, I'm thinking we got 1 skill left. I'm hoping that's going to make things a little bit clearer. Let's just see how that works out. Alright, let's see. Level 45! Odds Against. I'm just not really interested in that one. Let's continue again to level 50. Double or Nothing. Steals life from target. It's good damage. It's good damage. It is. That's interesting that one actually does have a damage rating. Usually the life steals don't. The first one didn't. Well, that one's a lot more damage. That one's got bleeding. I mean, the self-heal thing is nice. Now, I'm not losing the possession. I mean, first of all, it's the same damage, but, I mean, it's possession. So I'm not losing that one. I mean, it's his only group attack. I am not going to take the Double or Nothing. I'm not going to take the Double or Nothing. I'm guessing this is his last skill. I'm not sure about that, but I'm guessing this is his last skill. If I take Double or Nothing, that means he only has single target attacks. I mean, Nightmares is okay. If you give Nightmares to... It's one of those dots that does it's a percentage, and if there's a lot of dots involved, maybe some from the other team members, that could work out pretty well. So I'm just going to stick with what I got. I mean, the life drain is really good for self-healing, but I mean, I got bleeding, I got possession, and I got a stamina leak. Is healing something he should be doing for himself? I mean, I think he should be hurting the other guys. So let's just continue. I'm pretty sure that's going to be it, though. I would be surprised if there's anything else popping up. No, Odds Against, no. And at level 60... Odds against, yeah. All right, I'm just going to take a look, even though I pretty much got an idea. Double or nothing. Hold on a minute. Odds against cold deck. Yeah, and then we get to the 50%. Right. Let's take a look here. Okay, obviously his strength is higher. Yeah, very glass cannon. Very, very glass cannon. Low life there, low life. Speed, it's not bad, but it's nothing to write home about. Okay, so the thing about it is he's got a higher power than he does speed. And he does have, like, single target damaging ones. I'm really tempted to take that life drain back. I would have to do some rearranging and stuff like that. But, I mean, I kept this one multi-enemy attack because I didn't want to have one. And Nightmares, I mean, again, it's the worst of the dots, but the dots aren't so bad. You know, especially if you're dealing with individuals who have a lot of health, because it's always a percentage. So anyway, we'll look at his skills here, and then we will express my concerns. All right, so we're looking at this one I was just talking about. It. This is Gambler's Ruin. Deals low dark damage to all enemies, may give nightmares to all targets. Now, if you look at the gauge, it's actually a little bit into moderate, but the gauge can be historically wrong. So we're just going to go with low. So obviously you're not doing this one for damage. You're doing this one to give nightmares. So nightmares is a dot. It's going to run for 3 turns. It's the least damaging of all the dots, as I believe it. But I mean, it could stack up if you have others that are doing it as well. Easily his least damaging one. He had another one that did a damage reduction. I never liked the damage reductions. So I think that the Nightmares is probably better. I think that it's better than that, let's just say. Let's just say it's not as horrible as that one, right? It's not as horrible as that one because the damage reduction was only at 25%. It's not really very useful in the grand scheme. All right, and then we have Risk Premium. Deals heavy dark damage, may possess target. All right, so it's a good solid darkness hit, 2-round cooldown, possession. That's very, very useful. I mean, group possessions are great, but single target possessions can be very useful too, especially if you see, well, this guy's going to go right after me, so I'm going to possess him, so he's going to do stuff to his own team, maybe himself. Very, very useful. Not losing that one. Arguably his best skill. It's kind of generic, but arguably his best skill. All right, let's just go to Table Limit. Deals moderate dark damage, may make target bleed. Requires cooldown, of course. All right, now this one is a moderate dark hit, and he has all except for the last one. The last one is not a moderate dark hit. Not darkness hit, I should say. Bleeding is one of the better dots. There's a few now who are immune to it, but there are not many. There are not many who are immune to bleeding, and it's kind of useful. That's kind of the reason I took it. Now, would I want to swap the lifesteal in for that one? Possibly. I have to think about that one, but I mean, it's a much better dot than darkness, than the nightmares. Much better than the nightmares. All right, and then we have the final one, Straight Flush. Deals very heavy special damage, applies stamina leak to target. Alright, so this is a very heavy special damage hit, and it gives him a stamina leak. 2-round cooldown. This is the only attack he has that is not darkness, or the ones that I kept. So if the enemies he's attacking are strong against darkness, this is the only one that's going to do full damage. This one's also going to give a stamina leak, which can be very useful in the beginning of fights, because they're going to start draining. It's also useful in the middle of fights. If their stamina is already kind of low, then this one will start bringing it down, so perhaps they can't even attack. Stamina leaks are very good. Rather have had a group version. If I could have substituted something, maybe I would have substituted the damage reduction for the stamina leak. That would have been useful. That would have been very useful. See, the single target things that he does are very useful. The group ones, not so much. At the time he was made, he's a little bit older of a monster. That would have seen overpowered or something like that. These days, it's a dime a dozen. Everybody gets possession. Everybody gets group bleeding. Everybody gets group stamina. Nobody gets nightmares anymore, unless it's actually thrown in with something else. Sometimes you'll get, hey, it stuns and nightmares, you know, that kind of thing. I mean, he is a little bit on the older side. He's a little bit on the older side. Not too old, but a little bit on the older side. So he's not really overly powerful. The power for him comes in his single target attacks. He's got 2 group attacks. I kept one of them. Neither one of them are really, really very good. But his single target attacks are damaging, and that's where you would take advantage of the power. You take advantage of the power. Anyway, he's okay. He's not terrific. When he came out, he probably was a lot better. Not really terrific now. Not really very terrific now. And in terms of ruins, I guess you'd probably have to play up on his power for those single target attacks. Yeah, his life, just really bad. I mean, I guess you'd probably have to try to do something about that. But remember, any runes you put on him to boost his life are going to be based on a percentage. So there's really not going to be a lot you can do about that. Certainly not a group one. You'd have to do a single target one. Would you want speed on him? I don't know if he benefits from that. It's not like you're trying to get him to put some amazing thing that's going to help the group on there. You know, if he had like a group of stuns, or if his possession was a group or something like that, or he was doing something really bad to the other side. No, I don't consider nightmares and damage reduction in that category. The possession can be useful, but it's really a damaging attack as well. So, I mean, you could put speed on him, but I would maybe throw some kind of a group thing. Maybe a group speed or group damage or something like that. I gotta say, I got a lot of powerful darkness guys. I don't really see using him. I really, at this stage, like I said, when he came out, he was probably great. I just don't really see using him very much now. So anyway, this is Erebus. And he's meh. That's kind of what he is right now. He's kind of meh. But I will be testing with him. But I'd really, really like to get back to the Android client before I do anything more, because this was kind of a train wreck. I hope I can edit something good out of this, but it was a mess. I'd really rather not do this again. So anyway, thank you very much for your attention. I really appreciate it. And play games, because games are fun. See ya.